Evening all. So what we're going to do today, well, this is actually going to be a bit of a painful video because we get owned on this one, but there's a reason why I'm showing you it. Firstly, because those dropships just died and I hate those bloody things, so haha to you. Secondly, this is actually a look at tanks because this is just the squad playing. There's Josh, there's Lord Porter, there's Eddie, Rio, and there's myself. And then what we were doing here was just generally playing a map, really. We were kind of, I think we were talking about giraffes on TeamSpeak or something like that. I forget, but it was some weird conversation about, could have even been mojitos, I can't remember. But what we were effectively doing here, and the reason I'm showing this video is because it was actually a tank takedown map, which I know is quite a topical thing at the moment because we probably, oh man, that's embarrassing. I thought I'd edited that out secretly. Yeah, I tried to be hip and cool and do a Dukes of Hazzard out of that LAV, and the LAV squashed me. Anyway, let's move on. So basically with this particular map, what we got is we got tanks spammed. So what we're going to show you here is how we take them out. Now, don't be deluded. If somebody, well, if the opposing team, spams you with tanks, you're going to take a lot of deaths, and I mean a lot. So, don't expect a high scoring round here. But really, I think the purpose of why we're showing this is because all four of us were able to actually refit to forge guns and take out the tank. So that's kind of why I'm showing it. But in terms of a battle, it was brutal. So you can see here, I didn't notice behind me this dude was killing me, but he's pretty funny actually. He manages to completely miss me. Now, what begins, and again, this is a lovely little thing, is a chase. So cue the Benny Hill music. It's like he's running away from me. How funny is this? So this happens more times than I can remember. This guy literally just was running away like a child. But bless him, it was funny as hell. And as you can see, because we've not got the crew, we're kind of taking a beating. So whereas we'd usually spawn camp, we decide to take it because, again, like I say, we've got a significant number of tanks basically pounding us. We're being pounded in the rear by tanks, which sounds funny. So now, a number of them are militia, a number of them are Gunlogi, and, well, actually Madrigal, I think. But basically, we're being hit by pretty well-fit tanks, as you can see. So what we were trying to do here was really just keep a sustained amount of forge gun fire on them. Now, also, it's probably worth noting that certain things like the laser, okay, not against maybe armor tanks, but certainly against shield tanks, the laser isn't actually that bad because it has quite a bit of damage to shields. You'll probably notice that yourself, but if you haven't, just take a laser and start shooting a shield of some kind, and you'll notice it does a fair bit of damage. So just bear that in mind. You can see these sniper bullets passing right by my ear. This is pretty scary. But I think forge gunning is something I think everybody should be fit to do. The militia forge gun costs you 7k. ISK, so it's cheap. Just go for it. So we've got tank number one. He's basically almost dead, but look at him. He's pretty good. He knows what he's doing. He's just activated his nitrous or whatever you call it, and he's now actually tanking as well. So a tough tank to kill. Seriously tough, in fact. So this is the beginnings of a bit of a pain. Now again, I know everybody has a major kind of stress about tanks, but look, we've got 3 forge gunners now hitting him and basically forcing him away. And you can notice his repper was not particularly effective as well. But here we go, almost down, almost down. Now I get shot from behind by some shotgunning git, but we kill him. Now I know it doesn't really show, it doesn't really show him, but yeah, he basically exploded. We got him to the point where he was on fire, and then just slowly his hit points trickled down, and boom, dead. So don't lose faith. I think you can take out tanks. I know they're flipping annoying, but I guess they're supposed to be, aren't they? I mean, if somebody calls in a tank, unless it's a militia tank, in which case comedy shots can be had fun, for fun. But oh god, he's called in a tank right there. Basically, unless you can, unless they call in a militia tank, they're probably going to call in something that's relatively well fit because people are learning the fits now. Then I say that you're going to have this kind of challenge of tanks are always going to be something you're going to have to deal with. And I think particularly when you look at the I guess the skill points are getting now where people will start to use them quite a lot. So just start to maybe have a consideration about how you're going to counter them, because if they're going to bring 500,000 ISK of asset onto the field, then you need to be able to do something akin to that. And I think as you start to skill up, you'll get better forge guns, you'll get better skills, and like this dude who blows me up with the Grimlock Guristus Assault Forge Gun, which I've no idea where he got that, you're going to start kind of taking out the tanks a bit better. So Swarm Launch, this is literally an anti-tank gang now. Our squad is completely refit to take out tanks, and I'm just trying to keep the troops off them. We've got swarm launchers, militia, forge guns, and so on. So as you can see, we're trying, but they keep calling them in. So there's another tank about to die. Boom, and away he goes, and so on. So I think this video is probably not the best the best graphical representation, but fighting tanks is hard. Come on, it's not you can't get everyone to say, right, stop shooting me, I'm just going to film you being killed in your expensive tank. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. But I think throughout this round, we probably killed maybe 4 tanks, 2 from the same dude as well. And it was fun, actually. I think we actually had some good fun. As you can see, there's another one, and he's basically, and we're just coordinating. So when those swarms hit, I'm trying to also forge gun him as well. As you can see, almost got him there. But I think this is part of the fun. Now our third and fourth anti-tank person was actually shooting at somebody else here. So you can see on the screen to the left, there's another tank icon. So we're actually splitting our fire, which meant we didn't kill those 2 in this case. But then I died, and the 3 guys managed to take them down. So, again, I think at this point maybe even up to 5 or 6 tanks. But some, and by this point they were using militia tanks. They'd stopped using gun lodges and madrigers against us because they were just calling in their shit fits, as we would call it. But again, don't feel that it's they're too overpowered. I think because they are powerful, but I think certainly we're hopefully showing you that if you have a coordinated squad, a mixture of forge guns, a mixture of swarm launchers, they all seem to work quite well. But again, the problem you're always going to have is as soon as you fit to tank fits, you're pretty much useless against infantry. So I might do some fitting videos where we show you some good vehicle takedown, but also something that can handle infantry. Yep, I just got blown up by a remote explosive. Props to that dude. I think people still don't use remote explosives enough. The little smile of glee that you get when you see a little flashing icon saying somebody's hacking, and you just press your wrist and it goes boom, and it's like, oh, that's satisfying. It's like breaking into a fresh pot of coffee. Do you know what I mean? It's just that lovely. Oh yeah, that's good. Anyway, I think this match hopefully is a good example of it is possible to take out tanks, even if you're just able to put sustained fire on them. Most tank pilots are pretty chicken once they realise that there is a risk of losing their tank. If they realise there is none, they will get quite ballsy and they will really come in your face, literally. Although not literally, but you see what I mean. They will come right at you. So the ability to actually almost frighten them is almost as good as killing them, obviously, because if you can make them hide near their MCC and pretty much be afraid to come out, then that's a cultural victory, perhaps, or maybe even a moral victory, who knows. But as you can see, this match was tough. I mean, we died a huge amount. We were fighting some really good players, some really high quality fits as well. We had some incredible guns being used against us, stuff we've never even heard of before. But again, I think the trusty heavy machine gun suit, I would stress, is a good fit to have in your arsenal if you find that you're being mobbed. If people are shotgunning you, then stuff like lasers is good just to get away from them. But look how fast that dude moves. I mean, that's really skilled up mobility boosters right there, and props to him. He did an amazing job there. So these are the matches that I think everybody plays the game for. Even if you lose these kind of matches, you're enriched by having had one hell of a workout. You know what I mean? Literally a workout mentally, because it's a stress and a strain to kind of get the kill in this case. And I think these are the games that really highlight what an amazing game Dust is. And I played many FPSs in my time, and I've never had the franticness of what Dust brings. Anyway, a regular defeat, we generally lose, but an amazing round, and we had some real fun doing it. Pretty expensive round for us. We lost quite a lot, in terms of skill cap as well. At this point, this was filmed maybe a week ago, so I'd actually lost my skill at that point, my skill cap. But there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. But look at the amount of deaths we had. I mean, that shows you how when people call in tanks, you're going to have a bad time. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. We're going to maybe do some more fittings and tactics next time, but again, we'll see how that goes. So hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.